Good morning. It's Rudy here with Renew Renovations. I am here at a client's place in Fairmont, West Virginia. The house was built in 1994, so 31 years old, and they were having some issues with the condensation and some dipping in the roof. And so they called me out to take a look at it, and I found some other issues that I want to talk about here in this video. We often find these issues, and it's something that I don't believe is talked about enough. The bathroom fans as well as the sewer vents were vented just into the attic space for 30 years, and there's a lot of mold on the bottom of the sheeting, and there is watermarks from condensation on the nail heads. On the nails that are coming through the sheeting. So I'm going to show that in later on in this video, but that's what causes nail pops. So the water sits around that nail, collects on that nail from the heat buildup in the attic and the moist air against that cold nail, the same as a water cup gets water on it. And that water absorbs into the sheeting, which then softens it over time. That water freezes overnight and ends up pushing on the nail as the thermal expansion of that nail expands in the morning. And so you get nail pops, and you get enough of them, it cost effectively ends the life of the roof way prematurely. So you have soft sheeting, you have spongy sheeting, and then from subsequent roofs just fail prematurely, and there's not much you can do about it. But if you vent everything to the exterior of the roof or through the exterior wall as it should be, then none of those problems ever come to be, and the sheeting remains stable. The glue in the sheeting doesn't break down, and all of the roofs on that building can last for their life expectancy. Statistically, last year, the roofs that we've done, 2025, this past roofing season, 97.3% were improperly vented. So we end up changing the ventilation system, adding E-vents, blocking gable end vents, getting that air to flow in the correct path with the right amount of balanced ventilation. So 1 out of 37 roofs that we've done this year, that's the ratio. 1 out of 37 were vented correctly when we got there. So basically, it appears like if someone is not changing something on your roof system, it was done incorrectly. 1 out of 37 is a pretty bad ratio, and I have discussions with contractors that do not want to vent it according to specs. They don't want to follow it. They push back against it, and I don't understand, because I see all these failures because of improper ventilation. And we're going to go inside. I'm going to go up in the attic, and I'm going to show you some of the mold, some of the marks from the previous roof. This roof, the current roof, is not very old. I don't know how old the previous roof was. The house, like I said, was built in 94, so it's 31 years old. There is some algae already on these shingles because of the heat buildup in the attic. Makes moisture on the outside of the roof, making a good place for algae to grow. So they just bought the house. I don't know how old the shingles are, but I'm assuming they're 8 to 10 years old probably, based off of the age of the house. So I'm going to flip the camera around whenever I get into the attic space, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I am up here in the attic now. Right here is a bathroom fan that has been venting into this attic space for quite some time. And what I want to show you is the bottom side of this roof. This entire slope of roof is covered in mold. And what I want to notice is, I don't know if you can see that, how rusty those nails are already. And the old nails have a lot of moisture showing, where there was moisture on the nails. Another section of roof that we did, you can see these nails are extremely pitted from all the condensation moisture. So if somebody tells you you don't need a bathroom fan vented into the attic, vented out of the attic and into the atmosphere outside of the attic, this is what can happen when, especially when you have poorly vented ridge vent on top of poorly exhausted bathroom fans. There's actually drip marks on the insulation some places here from moisture. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I went into the attic space and was able to put a pipe on both bathroom fans, run it over to an exterior wall more than 3 feet from a window, and put an Innovate dryer wall vent out the wall through the siding. So that moisture should no longer be a problem. I am not enthused about the way the majority of the house is vented, but at least we got rid of that moisture. The one section, and you probably heard the guys installing shingles in the background, the one section had vaulted ceilings with insulation going all the way up to the roof deck, and we ended up removing the deck, and the OSB was just in really bad shape. We removed it and put 2x4s long ways up each rafter and put a new roof deck on it, and now we have an 1.5 inch air gap for airflow. We put a Lamanco SV10 vented drip edge in order to get that airflow, and then a Lamanco OmniRoll ridge vent, a baffled ridge vent. So that section should vent very well. Some of the other sections are separate vent systems, and hopefully they can get what they need to get them for this roof, what the shingles are going to last for this roof. But they really need to redo the entire ventilation system on the rest of the house. But I don't think it's worth them doing it for what the shingles look like now and for the remainders of the roof. So I will close out now. I wish that everyone would do a better job at doing ventilation and not having these issues, but unfortunately about over 97% of the roofs that we run into are not vented properly and cause issues, nail pops and things because of it. So see you on the next one.